Your business will fail if you neglect these 3 things. In today's video, I speak with a guy named Jake Olkus, who is a business consultant. So if you're working on scaling your brand, then keep watching this video. And if this video brings you value, be sure to hit the like button below. Leave a comment below with any questions that you have. And if you're not yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and tap that little bell icon right next to it. So here on this video with me, I got Jake Olkus, who is with the Profit Ignition, and he is a growth consultant. So Jake, thanks so much for jumping on this video with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
For sure, yeah. So tell me a little bit about what you do at the Profit Ignition.
So the Profit Ignition is a growth consultancy. We focus on working with 6-figure and 7-figure businesses, typically marketing agencies, branding agencies, any kind of expert-based service, or coaches and other consultants. And we actually just help them kind of, bridge the gap to kind of that new area, the new phase of growth within their business.
So when you have a company that's doing $250,000, what would you say is one strategy that you would implement and help them implement to get them to $500,000 to then to $1 million?
We actually look at what we call the offer landscape. And again, this is identifying exactly what you have as far as kind of a value stack in your business, what you can provide the market, what you can provide your addressable market. And we actually help what we call the offer landscape. What are the things that you're actually presenting that allows people to come into your environment in a way that makes sense for their business? This allows you to actually onboard more people. It allows you to make sure that you're onboarding people in an extremely profitable way. So we make sure that the offer landscape is highly, highly profitable.
Sounds like you're saying the process, really systems and processes. You're looking at their current systems and processes to make sure that they're running as efficient as possible.
Yeah, but also how you're presenting it. So, we recently just had a client that, their core offer was great. A lot of people that actually needed their help were actually not fitting into that phase that they needed to be to actually consume that core offer. So we had to develop a extended offer landscape so they're actually able to incubate their perfect client. So it's just a different strategy to offering stuff. And you can build a great business by offering one thing and getting really, really good at it. And that's exactly what you should do.
So offer is definitely a starting point, getting that locked in. So what would you say is the next strategy after you got the offer and the systems and processes all locked in place?
Well, I mean, the next thing after the offer is we basically need to have a dynamic fulfillment system. So again, now that you actually have this expanded landscape, if you're not set up to fulfill at a highly profitable rate and a high velocity, meaning moving people through this system quickly to get to the next, increases profitability, then you're actually just going to be like putting a giant anchor onto your business, and you can't grow that way either. So you need to have something congruent. That equation has to be the same on both sides.
Can you narrow in on what exactly you mean by dynamic fulfillment system?
We need to make sure that machine, your fulfillment system, can start at any point, no matter where anyone drops within that system. And then you have the people in place, systems in place, process in place, in order to take that person at the point that they choose to enter and then get them moving down the path and have it be profitable from the very first second.
Dynamic to where they're at in their company's growth with their revenue. Is that what you mean?
Yep. To provide them with more than what they need at that moment is hurting them, right? And it's actually more expensive for you to do. It's more complex. Simplicity is key. So it's kind of like give them just what they need at that exact moment to get to the next step, then everyone wins. So that's why it has to be dynamic.
So really dynamic means not being cookie cutter. You're being dynamic to what exactly they need, and sometimes that means being a little bit more a la carte with your business instead of just trying to sell bundle packages and trying to fit everybody into specific bundle packs.
Right, and I think in this age today, the way that people actually get value is not by just pulling a system off a shelf and trying to get it to fit within their business, right? And as you start to move up the chain and start to grow, you have to actually be able to fulfill and provide your clients and your target market with something that is going to be extremely valuable from day one.
The strategy you would implement for that individual client would be unique and custom to their current situation versus what you may implement for a different client.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
Definitely. So what would you say is the third strategy?
Market activation. So who are the people that are really going to find extreme value in this? Who are the people who are going to respond to that more custom-based messaging? Who are those people that are going to come with you as you're moving to the next phase? And then how do we actually put the offer in front of them so they can consume it?
Yeah, it sounds like you're figuring out what is the exact customer avatar that you're trying to go after, and then figuring out, okay, now how do we target that exact customer avatar, looking at all the digital platforms that are available: YouTube ads, Facebook ads, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google ads. There's a million different places. So it's like, where are all these fish hanging out? Let's go fishing over there.
Right now, our job is to work within your resources. We can add resources when the profit machine actually is self-funding at that point. But we like to work with what you have on the table, because the last thing we want to do is come to a client or come to someone we're helping and say, hey, during this growth phase, you're going to have to come up with X amount of dollars in incremental revenue to invest in all of this stuff. And I get that, but we like to say, listen, let's get the machine going first, let's validate it, and then let's build something that's self-funding.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot, because you don't want to intimidate them and think that they're taking on this massive new project and new way of, implementation. They got to now hire this, they got to now really scale up and bolster up their operations team, and you're not really overwhelming them with this massive to-do list. You're just saying, look, what are the small baby steps that we can take right now that's perfectly within your wheelhouse? What are those things? And let's go ahead and implement that now. Because I'm a little bit of the opposite. So I'm a huge fan of video. And so a lot of people these days are not big on video. And so I'm constantly telling my clients, hey, I see that your video inventory is lacking. In order for us to really sell your product online in a great way and be as effective as possible and really scale your business, let's make some videos. So I always hit them with, well, we gotta go create some videos. Are you okay with jumping on camera? Can we hire somebody to jump on camera? So it's a whole nother project apart from the original project of Facebook ads, Messenger bot, Shopify, stuff like that.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that at all. It's just, our job as far as growth is momentum. So it is as long as we can actually get them, driving momentum towards their goals, that's where we want to be.
Gotcha. So what would you say, as far as your business, the Profit Ignition, what is the best way that's working for you to reach out to new clients, get them to understand all the strategies that you guys implement and your value proposition? How are you guys finding the clients in the best way? 3
ways. One is that we utilize strategic partnerships and just network. So, having that ability to have other people talk positively about you is massive. The second way is organic, with consistently telling people about the things that we've been able to achieve and showing them that it's possible to do it for them as well. And the third way is we're really big on LinkedIn. So we spend a lot of time networking and building our network on LinkedIn. Again, just having conversations, more people we talk to.
One of the things that you said really resonates with me. A lot of business owners fail to do this, is the case studies, what you were talking about. When you get some great results for a client, really create a beautiful case study where you're fully explaining what you did there, and then using that as a marketing tool to talk to new business owners about that. I think a lot of people fall short on creating case studies.
It's important even in those case studies to make sure that you realize that you're setting up the foundation for that case study to match the target audience that you want to appeal to.
Definitely. Well, hey, Jake, thanks so much for jumping on this video with me and sharing some knowledge. Any call to actions, any place that they can learn more about the Profit Ignition?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we have our website, theprofitignition.com, but really, honestly, I love talking to people and I love meeting people, and I have no problem hopping on the phone with anyone at any point and talk about their business. So if you want to connect with me, just on my personal Facebook page, it's just Jacob Ulkus, JACOBULKUS.
Sounds great. Well, thanks so much, Jake, for your time today.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it.